Yo, Icon Nation, what it is, it's your boy Yerdy G.
It's Nick. What's good, Icon Nation?
It's your boy Jalen.
And of course, this is another episode of the Toxic Icon Podcast. But tonight we got an extra special guest. We got the one and only, the rootin' tootin', eater of rats, Mr. KillJoy Jake!
Howdy. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
It is good. It is ratatouille.
Oh, man. Hey, Jake, we appreciate you for doing this with us, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. So just getting straight into it, what we want to talk about is the Halloween film series. Well, we'll start there because who knows if we'll actually stay there the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But
exactly.
Let's dive into Halloween. And where would y'all want to start with that?
Corey Cunningham is the greatest thing ever.
You want to start right there, huh?
I don't know, man.
I don't think so.
Right
He really wasn't. No,
No.
I think it was a good standalone movie if Michael Myers was not involved.
That's fair. I had a discussion with this with my buddy last night, and I'm like, I love the transference of evil idea. I just don't like the way they executed it. I think there's a killer plot line there, like killer idea. I just wish we had, I don't know, kind of followed Michael through the beginning of the movie, and then you kind of get that transference scene a little bit, and then it's Corey running around. I could get more into a movie like that, I think, if they actually like resolved the story from the past two movies, and then it was all about that. That makes sense for a final chapter. I don't know. Those are my harsh thoughts, though.
Or if he was Cameron.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If he was Cameron, it would have been better in my eyes, because it's like you hated him, then you liked him, and then Michael played Tetris with his head.
It's also a familiar character too, just to have random guy come in, it's like, well, I don't know this. I don't know Corey Cunningham. Like, who is this guy? He just kills a kid in the opening scene. That's all we know about him. I wish we had seen him through two movies and leading into this.
She met him on Tinder.
It's crazy because I definitely get what Yerdy was saying in terms of, like, what'd you say? Like, it needs to be more of a standalone.
Yeah, as a standalone movie, the movie is great.
Right, but
It's
just not
that,
a part of the
yeah.
actual installment doesn't make
Right.
sense. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like the Halloween movies are definitely known for either staying completely on track, it makes sense all the way through, or it's on track the first half, and then it's about 20 minutes in that movie that really could have been scrapped. Like, we didn't really need that, and then it comes back. That's kind of how I feel. Now, the movies that are the more recent movies, I feel like those flowed a lot better, but nothing like the original, if you ask me. The original is always sky high. It's over the other ones.
All-time favorite. It always will be. I mean, just the acting and the music and the actual original OG mask. You can't beat that. That's the best.
Oh, it's iconic, man. I mean, the score, the cinematography, the fall feel, like that original movie is it's iconic. I put it on every year around this time, and it just gets me in the vibe of like spooky season. No other movie can do that for me, I don't think.
And of course, Michael driving the car.
Yeah.
Someone gave him lessons.
Yeah, he had to learn somewhere.
Yeah, because he was, wasn't he like, 22, 23,
He was supposed to be
somewhere in that
he was supposed to be 21, I believe. Yeah. Although it's weird, I mean, like, he's supposed to be 21, but did you notice on the credits they always say 23? But I've always that was confusing. They said, but he's technically supposed to be, I think, like 21. So I don't know where the 23 came from. I mean, that's what they in the credits they say he's 23.
Math is hard, man.
Man.
I never figured it out in high school. I always had to retake it, so it's cool. I'm good with it.
Right. I can just count money.
For real. Or how many
That's all the
times
math that matters.
Or how many times Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis go back and forth.
Yeah.
I feel like for this new series, I feel like it should. What if they would have took the approach of the whole sibling line? Between,
oh, you mean like?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In the second one.
Yeah, when she was supposed to be Judith. I feel like if they would have kept that approach, it would have been completely different movies.
Half sister, I think.
half sister?
Or no, I
half
think
sister?
well, because but no, she was then I think she was like the sister storyline. She was supposed to be adopted. I think that's what it was like, and so like because someone else raised her, so yeah, so technically it was his adopted sister.
Okay.
I think like why they cut that is like, doesn't John Carpenter not even really like that idea anymore?
Yeah, that was the thing. He originally didn't go for that. He didn't like want that to happen.
Because that's like a sequel invention, and like Halloween 2, I hear he wrote that in like 2 weeks, drunk off his ass, like not really giving a shit. You know, you wanted to do like
That's
the
crazy.
jukebox of horror thing with this franchise, and I've always thought that was cool because like I love Halloween 3. I think it's so underrated. Personally, I really dig that movie. It's not a Michael Myers movie at all,
Yeah.
but I
Halloween
dig it.
is?
Sci-fi horror at its best.
3.
in
No,
my
Season
opinion.
of the Witch.
Yep. Season of the Witch is Halloween
Yeah.
ends.
Is that your Halloween ends?
That's what it is. Think about it. Like if you look at the beginning and end credits of this new trilogy, it's almost identical, from the colors to the font and everything.
True.
They were really trying to have their cake and eat it too with that, though, man. Like it's still a continuation of the story, but they were just like, yeah, let's have the characters from the past 2 movies be in this story, but also it has nothing to do with anything from the past 2 movies, kind of.
Yeah, like was it what's her name? I can't remember her name. The girl that ends up working at the bar, Lindsay.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah, Lindsay. Yeah, Kyle Richards. Yeah,
Richards.
I just she was underused.
She's in like just that one scene too, and like they made it such a big point to keep her alive in the previous film. Why? You know, why not just kill her in that scene if they were going to do nothing with her in the next movie?
They wanted to show how sober she was while owning the bar. Hey, I survived, and I've been crazy for the past 4 years.
I mean, it's wild because, like you said, she didn't show up often, right? Like it was just that scene, if I remember it right.
In which one?
Which one are we talking about?
Halloween Ends?
Yeah, it ends. Yeah,
she was
ends.
in. She
She wasn't in there.
Kills, though, wasn't she?
Yeah, I thought she was gonna die in Kills.
Yeah, I did too.
The fact that she didn't,
yeah,
it's crazy because he killed.
I mean, because she was like one of the very few that didn't.
But you know what? What if this new trilogy, instead of Danny McBride playing a part in the writing, what if the entire thing was written by Rob Zombie?
I think the fans would revolt after Halloween 2. People hate that movie, man. I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Because I'm going to say, what about?
Yes. So look, Halloween 2, okay, it was over the top. Like there was a lot of overkill when he was killing people.
Yeah.
Then he ate a dog. They showed his face, which I really hate.
I'm gonna get that.
And then there was a lot of telekinesis.
Yeah.
So yeah, he rode in on the Beyonce horse. I just didn't like that.
Yeah.
Beehive, don't come for us, please.
Yeah. I know. I agree.
Beehive, don't cancel us. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
he rode
I
in
agree.
on the Beyonce horse.
So for me, yeah, the Rob Zombie is like the remake of the first one, and then the Halloween 2 Rob Zombie. So I didn't really like those just because, well, one is like I thought they made Michael too damn big. I mean, I don't. So I think
He was huge.
Yeah,
He was huge.
So I think that kind of, to me, that kind of threw it off. I don't think he's really supposed to be that big compared to like the originals. And plus, he talked. They made him like, so that kind of, I think that kind of ruined it to me too. He actually like, he talked in those, like, instead of having him be silent like he's supposed to be. That kind of like, I'm like, they're having Michael talk, so like, and I do think it was kind of overkill a little bit, some stuff.
The first one was awesome though. The first one was it was a whole new take on Michael. They actually gave a complete backstory. His mom was a stripper. He got teased about that. He got bullied because kids didn't like him. And then they showed the transition of a kid that kills animals. They showed the proof that, okay, maybe these kids are serial killers. So there was a hidden message in there.
I don't think that the Rob Zombie movies are as of quality as like the Evil Dead remake, but I feel like it has a similar approach, right? It takes like what was so scary about the original and just like emphasizes on that times 1,000. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't work. Sometimes I feel like, oh, this is way more brutal than the original, which is cool. but you never get like time to breathe. That's my biggest criticism of those two movies. It's just constant brutality and there's no setup to it. So comes a point in, especially the first one, where I'm just like, all right, a guy just got, his arm ripped off and his head stomped. I'm like, I've just seen that, 30 times. It's almost like it's a palate ruiner. You know what I mean? Like you just see too much of it and then it's just like, it's not shocking anymore to a point.
Yeah. I can watch the first one all day though. Yeah. I can watch the first one all day.
Oh yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure for sure.
Yeah. If y'all want to talk about the first one, man, I think like Jake said, the entire fall feel, that is a soundtrack that is still used today on plenty of advertisements regarding Halloween, and not even the movie, but just the overall vibe.
The original, right?
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, even we use it. Like on our page was a lot of different things. So the ensemble, the atmosphere that it created, the 1970s camera shot with the fog just kind of being low and not taking up the entire screen, but just being out there enough for you to notice. You know what I'm saying? Like those things are what made that movie iconic. If you really want to be real about it, that is a slasher that's iconic. It's got a lot of haters too, because some people just can't be pleased with everything, but I think it's cool. I love that one.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Why don't you have the cracked ghost face mask in the background?
Oh, I got it. I'll pull it out. I'll whip it out, man. Don't make me do it.
Do it.
Hang on. Where the hell did I put that thing? No, it is in the background. Wait, hang on.
Because I saw it on the short when you went to Spirit. I'm like, no. Because I was trying to find it on any different website that I could that was selling it.
There it is.
Look at
Classic.
We found Sam Carpenter, y'all.
Man, okay, I'm sorry. I know we're talking about Halloween, but I wish she didn't drop the mask at the end of that last movie.
Yeah, she should have just kept it.
The end of that movie was just... How do y'all feel about the end of that? Was it more of a letdown to you all, or... To me, it made sense. It was one of those moments where if you followed the movie all the way through, you were like, I knew it was this person. I knew it was that person. Like that kind of thing.
Okay, it was a whodunit, but it wasn't a figure out whodunit. They put it right in our faces. It was Detective Bailey. I didn't think Quinn though.
Yeah, because she dies earlier in the film, so it's like, okay, that was a cool surprise. But I mean, we got that with Roman 3 movies ago. I don't hate the twist because I like their reasoning. It's kind of building upon the Scream 2 motive a little bit, which is cool. But
better executed.
There's parts of that ending that I'm just not crazy about. Like I think it gets too campy for how dark the rest of the film is, especially in like some of the in like the reveals and the performances. That's like maybe my biggest criticism of the film. I love it, but just a little too campy, I think, at the end there.
Yeah, because the Detective Bailey just went crazy.
Yeah, that performance is fucking wild, man.
He was
he's running at her with a gun and all that.
He was how Danny McBride was, and This Is the End. When they were talking about, he was like,
that movie's so good.
He was calm the whole movie. Then he just goes to 10.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I still like I said, I still enjoy it. The Demi Lovato song and all that. It's so happy for how dark the rest of that movie was.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's how I am every time I hear it, though.
Right. Like I get hyped every time, but at the same time, would it have been better if it was a darker ending for a Scream movie? I don't know. I guess the world may never know.
I would have liked to see Detective Bailey unmasked, though.
Yeah.
I wish we would have.
Like, what if it was Ethan and Bailey instead of Quinn and Ethan that were getting unmasked?
Ethan should have gotten killed on the subway. I'm gonna be real.
He should have.
Every time I watch it, I'm like, this scene is great, but nobody dies. Like the build up and the suspense, the tension, great in that subway sequence. But someone should have died in that sequence.
Yeah, nothing happened.
And then the TV that lets everybody know Stu is dead.
I love that. I know some people hate that, but I love it.
He even did the little body shake.
Yeah.
Like I just don't bring back Stu, please.
What I really liked,
would really ruin it.
What I really liked about that last Scream movie was the scene with the ladder. in between both.
Oh my God.
That
bro.
was just like when you think about slasher movies, you think, here I am in this dark room or this abandoned house or something like that, and I open the closet and boom, slash right there. But this was completely different. You got this ladder in between both, both buildings or whatever, and they're out there like climbing on it. The music that was playing right then was intense. That had the movie theater jumping for real. Like I thought that was one of the best scenes in there. That and the little convenience store scene. That was sick.
That's
that was
when we were on
crazy.
that double date.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it has some of those brutal sequences, I think, in the whole franchise too, which is another like just huge positives in its corner. It's got so much going for it, but a lot of people have pointed out the plot holes, and it's like, yeah, okay, there's things about it that don't make a whole lot of sense, but at the same time, it does cooler shit than a lot of the other movies, in my opinion, too. Which is that's maybe a hot take, but that convenience store scene, the ladder sequence, like that's some of the scariest shit this franchise has to offer.
Yeah.
Gail.
No, I agree.
Gail scene.
Yeah.
I like that. How do you feel?
Yeah,
about it?
I think that was a cool. I think like what's it the throwback to like the original where I like where she gets hit, and then I like how they brought that back.
Oh, you talking about when Tara cracked?
Yeah, when she gets punched in the face, I'm like, that was pretty cool.
It definitely was like a node to previous
to the
installments in the
one.
franchise.
Yeah.
I'll send you a copy. Bam, it went down.
Right.
Because it was just like when Sid did it,
Sid, super bitch.
For real.
I fucking love that movie, man.
Well, I mean, how I feel about 7. 7 is coming. It's got a new director. Who's the director, Jake? I know you announced it on your platform.
So it's Christopher Landon. He's the guy that directed like Happy Death Day, Freaky, Happy Death Day 2, some of the Paranormal Activity sequels.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's a pretty good director. I think he's a great choice for Scream, personally. And we still got Radio Silence producing too, so it's not going to feel like completely different from the other two movies.
Right.
So I think it's going to act as like the final chapter, so to say, of the franchise for now. But Scream 8's gonna happen, dude. Like this movie's gonna make money.
Scream 8 will be back.
They should wait probably, I would say 4 years max.
Before 8?
Yeah, but 2 year minimum though. That way it doesn't get burnt out.
Well, did you hear about the TV show?
They're reviving the TV show?
Rumor has it they're reviving the TV show. It's not like 100% confirmed, but I think like someone just bought the rights to it again or something. So they're like, what I think is going to happen is 7's going to come out probably late next year, or depending on how long the writer's strike goes on, maybe like early 2025. I think like a year after that we get another season of the TV show, and then like maybe like 4 or 5 years they bring it back again, because I mean, dude, this IP is like crazy marketable. Like there's so much like these masks that have just come out. It's like a brand new Ghostface mask. I mean, a bunch of people are buying them at Spirit Halloween. They can keep this franchise going forever. It's not like Halloween where it's like they're bound to just one killer, and if they do try to have another killer in there, the fans lose their fucking minds. Like Ghostface, you can have a different killer every single time with a different motive. I don't know why they don't just make like 6 of these bad boys back to back to back.
That's a good take.
That's hyperbole, but man, I think they can keep this franchise going forever.
I feel like this is definitely one of those that can go on forever, mainly because it's a different person.
Yeah.
And like if we look back at 6, it was a different person every kill, like back to back to back. This time it's somebody different. Somebody when you model it like that, the storyline's endless. If they find out that Jalen was the last Scream that killed somebody, and then I go out and I'm the next Ghostface, and then it's Yurdy, then it's Jake, it just keeps going on and on. Only a few people would know that you were the one that did it.
Sir, his name is Jamie, okay?
But no,
I'll pull out the
8 will
gross
definitely
underwear
happen.
and everything.
Red right hand 3.
Oh God.
we gonna see Jamie and we gonna see Jamie and the Terrifier in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey Part 2.
Oh no!
I was just about to bring that up.
That movie, man, that was trash. That movie.
I was just about to bring
that was an
up.
awful movie.
I definitely went. I went on premiere night. I can't remember what movie I was going to see when I saw the preview for that coming out. But when I saw that there was a Winnie the Pooh horror movie coming out, and then when I looked at the trailer, I'm like, this is a legit slasher. Like, this is it. Teenagers being stupid in the woods and getting slashed by Winnie the Pooh. I was like, oh yeah, you got my money. Like, I'll go. And then we go.
Jalen said no.
Dude. I'm not even trying to bash it. The camera work was great. Some of the scenes were great. The intensity was cool. But I think what kind of threw it off is that Winnie the Pooh was basically wearing the same costume I wear at the Darkness when I work every weekend at the haunted house.
Yeah.
And like, when you stand like that, instead of trying to have the same kind of movements, I don't know, I just feel like that would have done a little better with like some CGI of some sort. Something like that.
It's just like they used a spirit Halloween mask for this movie, and it makes like $3 million at the box office. That's so frustrating to me.
And
like,
the budget was like what,
an
100,000 or 10,000?
Yeah, they didn't have a huge budget for it either.
Like, fair, but at the same time, man, like they literally just ordered that off of like a website. You
Oh,
know, they
yeah,
didn't get
no.
an original design. It's like, man, that just feels a little lazy to me.
No doubt. Yeah, no, it definitely, that's what I'm saying. Like when they showed him, I'm sure, have y'all seen it?
I saw it.
Well, Jake, you know the scene with the honey where he was actually eating the honey. First off, that scene laid me out. I was dying.
He was actually like,
he was
like-
eating. He was
like
eating.
almost as if he has to eat that honey to recharge, to get more energy. It was like one of those, because he ate all the honey, and then right after that, he went to go kill some people. It was him and Piglet. And Piglet is just standing there, not eating none of the honey at all. It's wild. But at the same time, for the slasher concept, that's exactly what it is. There really isn't much else to it.
I'm gonna buy a Blu-ray.
I will say,
I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray.
That's gonna mess up a whole lot of people's childhood memories, though. Like people our age,
yeah, I'm sure.
It's gonna mess some people
So
up.
was Christopher Robin involved?
Yeah.
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 Like, sort of. He's there, but
Is it like
I don't want to say anymore,
Wait, okay. I mean, I'm gonna watch it at some point. Is it kind of like how Child's Play 2019 was, where it was like a Winnie the Pooh was upset over this friend breakup they had, or he faded away?
Essentially.
I mean, yeah.
Pretty much. Like it. We ain't trying to spoil it.
Right. Okay, yeah, I kind of, okay, yeah.
But that's basically.
Yeah, he grew up, he probably got a girlfriend, or he got married, and he forgot about Winnie, right?
Wow, do you even need to watch the movie?
Oh, so that's really what it is?
Like, exactly it.
That's literally it. Like, word from word. Like, you just guess the whole storyline.
Okay. So it was
it
was the Buddy dial, but a bear.
Yeah, and and Pooh's mad.
He's mad, okay.
Like,
he's real mad.
He's like real mad. But
I'm
like,
probably not gonna watch that.
They're already making a Peter Pan, and you said they just started filming a second one.
They did start filming the second one.
I will say one thing about that movie that I think is just so funny is, for literally no reason that they established beforehand, I guess Winnie the Pooh can just control all the bees in the surrounding area. And like, there's one point where like this guy just tries to run away from him, and like Winnie the Pooh just uses his hand like this, and all these fucking bees come out of nowhere and just start stinging the guy to death. It's like, what? Oh, he can do that. Okay. Fuck it. Why not?
Hey, that scene definitely took me out. That scene took me out, man. Like that scene, and then the at the beginning where the girls were like talking to those random guys that were driving down the street.
Yes.
Oh, something going on. Like, it's Pooh, he's coming. And they were like, what are y'all talking about? And then they had it was like a 10-minute long standoff.
What?
And nothing, like nobody was phased. They just died. If I'm not wrong, I think they got killed. If I'm not wrong.
They just looked at him and died?
Like they talked to him and like pressed him about messing with these girls or whatever. But who doesn't respond? He's nonverbal. So then he just grabs all of them and starts killing them. They were trying to kill them to stick up for the girls, and it never happened. It's
So evil died
movie.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
Okay.
But
Alright.
but at the same time, it must have been some sort of successful because I mean now they're planning on making a Peter Pan. They're planning on doing a Snow White. I heard like they're just getting ready to ruin everybody's childhood.
Now,
That's
Like,
basically what they do.
wait, you mean like horror movie wise?
Yeah, like they're going to turn
What?
all of those into slashers.
What?
All of them.
How in the hell are you
Wait a minute.
making a
Wait a
Peter
minute.
Pan horror movie?
Can
That-
they
that-
legally do the Snow White movie since Disney is
Yeah, so it's like they have to use like whatever's in public domain now. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
Oh,
like this
okay.
one, for instance, was based off of like one of the
What the
first
fuck?
Winnie the Pooh stories that like recently entered public domain. So that's why they were
Right.
able to get away with this.
Right.
But a
Well-
lot of other stuff has also entered public domain recently, like Bambi, for instance. They're doing like a Bambi movie, and he described it
Yeah.
as like Bambi's a killing machine out for revenge now.
Okay, no,
That's
let's
because
let's
the
go
mom
back to
died,
this.
right?
So, hey,
Yeah,
this
I remember that because the mom died in the beginning.
I might have to roast this. This Peter Pan, like, serious, what in the hell are they gonna
Now,
like?
think
What is he
about
gonna
it.
be like evil and like kill everybody? On
Wait,
the,
no,
on
look.
But think
So
about it.
look.
He's hung up on this.
Now look, so Captain
Yeah.
Hook is gonna be like Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean.
How is he gonna like?
100%.
But is he gonna be like a villain and start killing everybody? How are you gonna make a horror movie off Peter Pan? I don't
No,
know.
Well, think
Peter
about it.
Pan's gonna be the hero. It's gonna be about Captain
Yeah,
Hook.
it's gonna be a
is
hero
a villain.
villain thing, but
And then
emphasis
Wendy is not gonna
Hook.
be a fairy. She's gonna be like
That just sounds weird to me.
a demigorgon or something.
Yeah, and then like the Snow White one, imagine the Leprechaun.
Or
It's gonna be a play on a storyline like that.
I thought it
Think
was
about
gonna
the
be,
Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
So
that's kind of weird.
They're gonna be
too, but-
Death Eaters.
yeah, either that'll be a straight up like gory, more like slasher type of thing, or I just don't know how you would play that because who do you
Yeah.
put emphasis on?
I don't know how I feel about like making Disney movies and horror movies. I just don't feel like
They know they can ruin childhoods, man. They
I
know
know,
people
but-
our age are gonna
but, like,
go. That's why.
that just seems like they can do better than that. I'm like, because like Disney movies are that for a reason, you know. So I'm just saying, I feel like that's kind of like a far stretch, you know, just making it.
I mean,
I guess it depends on what the movie is, but I mean,
they could have made Terminator.
I feel like people are also running out of ideas now. So
yeah,
it's
but
like,
I think that's it too. Yeah,
It's just weird to build a whole career off of that. Like, I understand one movie,
Yeah.
like whatever. Okay, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, cool. But like, move on to something else. Like, do something original. Challenge yourself. You
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
yeah, I agree. And I mean, that's why I like the Talk to Me that's out right now, which haven't seen it yet.
Such a
but-
great movie.
Oh yeah, Jalen, you saw it the other night,
Yes,
didn't
I
you?
did, yeah.
All right, well,
It was.
thoughts?
I loved it. I mean, from beginning to end, it's got a nice twist. I mean, just like the intensity that it is a really good movie. I mean, from like watching the trailers and like, so the reviews are on point. I mean, I had nothing but great things about that. I enjoyed it.
Actually,
Oh,
Jay,
yeah.
I got a question, bro.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about actually making Jamie's story an original?
Ooh, you might be stepping on some ground I can't talk about right now.
Oh, he
he
did think
did
about
it.
it. Because I
He did
thought
it.
about it, because I watched it again 2 days ago.
Oh,
And I started thinking, like, you know, what if Jamie just wasn't obsessed with the stab movies? You know, what if he was obsessed with murder?
All I'm gonna say to that is shh.
Okay.
okay. Wait. I gotta shamelessly plug something real quick. We just announced this past Friday that Project Periscope is our like brand new channel where we're doing like horror short films every month. I'm doing one that may have a red right hand connection. That's all I'm gonna say. It will be its own original thing, but there's something I want to take from that and work into my own like original short film at some point in the future. But that's just between me and you.
I didn't hear nothing. I'm not even here today.
Cool.
I didn't
cool.
even know he was shooting a podcast. I had no
Right.
idea.
He just woke up crispy.
No, I won't be on the lookout for that at all. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. Not at all.
Oh man.
So, Jake, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
In terms of horror, you are a horror fan just like the rest of us.
Oh yeah.
how did you get into that genre? How did your passion start for that? Where did that come from?
So my dad loved horror movies like when I was growing up, and he like when I got like I want to say 6 or 7 years old, he started showing me like movies on the regular. The first one was Eight-Legged Freaks with David Arquette, and I was just like, that was awesome. Like I had never seen a movie like that. It was just like a bunch of CGI spiders running around and shit. I'm like, this is sick. I love this. This is great. He showed me Scream like shortly after that. You know, David Arquette, same actor. So I was like, oh, cool. Okay, these are fun too, man. You know, I love all these movies. But I think when I was like really losing my mind over horror is when I saw Hereditary in 2018. Like I had always been like a casual fan, but like I saw that and I was like, that's the scariest movie I've ever seen. Like I saw it 5 times, like 5 or 6 times, I want to say opening weekend. I was just like blown away. I'm like, that's the scariest shit I've ever seen. And I kind of went back and like ran through all the big franchises. Like there had been a bunch of Halloween movies I hadn't seen, some of the Friday sequels and stuff. And I went through like all the big franchises. Then like a year later, I started my channel. So it's how I got here.
Nah, that's cool, man. That and that movie is definitely quite intense. So I understand why you would go and see that a few times because that
Hereditary is good.
Nah, that movie is good. I mean,
they killed the sister. They killed Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie got decapitated because she decided to eat some chocolate that had nuts in it. Hot, salty nuts.
Get them all hot.
Oh, man. I mean, that... I feel that.
I'm just going to keep doing that. I can't help it.
Get them here.
You want some chocolate, hot, salty nuts, y'all?
Get them all hot.
How sweet, dark meat.
Quit playing, bro.
Get them here.
Oh, man, that's Freddy Krueger's fault, not mine.
Bro, that's funny shit.
He set her up so bad.
Dude, that was... and she got destroyed.
She tried to flame him, and next thing you know, whoosh.
She got destroyed. It was bad. Well, I think the one that I saw, and y'all laugh at me, but when I was 6, I think I watched The Seed of Chucky.
You was 6 when that came out, Nick?
Hey, chill out, man. Chill out.
Bro, I was 16 when that came out.
You got to relax, man. But look, man, I'll just be straight up honest about it. That movie gave me nightmares for a couple of days. For real, like for a couple of days. I was watching at my cousin's house. He had bunk beds in his room, and I slept on his top bunk, and he had a little piggy bank that was about the size of a Chucky doll in the room, but I couldn't go to sleep after I watched it. My mind was messing with me. And the whole time, I felt like his piggy bank was just inching toward me. The whole time. I couldn't go to sleep. I could not go to sleep, man. So when the sun came up, like, man, I got out of there. Called my mom. Can you come get me, man? I can't even be over here no more.
I feel like
this is fucking piggy bank looking at me.
Piggy bank looking at me, moving around the room.
I feel like Seed of Chucky was trash.
I have gone back and watched all of them.
Like,
it's not there.
One was so different for horror. 2 was my favorite of all time Chucky movie. 3 was.
I like 3. 3 because I thought
3 was good.
When he went, I think that was a cool touch. The military when he went to military school, but I liked the 3rd one.
It's like when they brought out Bride of Chucky, they started to make it just real campy, comical. Chucky was a joke. He wasn't a factor anymore. He was just whatever, the little dog kick you in your face.
Yeah, and I enjoy the campy side of things, but like Bride of Chucky pushes it, and I enjoy it. Like I'm like, okay, this is a fun little like farce, whatever. But like Seed of Chucky pushes it even a step further and like off the cliff, in my opinion. It's too silly. Nothing about like unless you're 6. It's not scary.
Right, exactly.
Okay, wait.
No, you good. I completely agree.
Wait, so have you seen season 2 of Seed of Jesus Christ, not Seed of Chucky. Have you seen season 2 of Chucky?
Oh, you might as well just call it Seed of Chucky, man. It's Seed of Chucky the show.
Okay, like, all right, yeah. That's why I asked, because I didn't want to spoil it. But yeah, like I'm glad that they at least closed that chapter and finish off that arc with twins.
Yeah, to me, it's a story that I guess I just wasn't like super interested in, which I know just sounds like really, really harsh, but man, I don't, that show, like the whole tone of it has just been very Seed of Chucky-esque. You know, it's so goofy. I think it is even goofier than those two movies, like Bride and Seed. And I miss the tone of the original 3 movies. Like, say what you will about 3, it's got some weird moments and strange side characters, but like I love the tone of those first 3 movies. Like it captures both the horror and the silliness aspects really well. Where like some of the later sequels, I feel like don't do that. Like it's just all camp. There's no horror about it really at all.
See, I feel like season